that happened.
So Legendary Heroes, 2 waves went through all the way to retail. The 3rd wave was shown last year, right? Was it last year?
Part of that wave was shown last year. And then Damon did twin packs as well.
And then what happened?
Well, then what happened was Marvel's board of directors decided that they kind of saw what was happening right now in the economy with, how tough it was going to be, and they've said, you know what, let's let somebody else take that risk, and they decided that we weren't going to manufacture any more goods, so we basically stopped manufacturing when we closed the doors on Marvel Toys, and Damon and I got moved over into the licensing area, so we work now in a approval capacity. Creative approval capacity for all the licensed merchandise and goods.
And for Steve and Eddie, what have you guys? How are you occupying your time now?
Almost working for whoever will send us work. What's funny though is, especially with Jesse and Damon, one of the things I never realized until this all came to an end was how, I'm gonna get all misty-eyed here, how much they treated you like family. There was no. It wasn't all just about money. Oh, you have too many colors on this, or you have to drop this out. I mean, it was always, even with Legendary Heroes, me and Jesse had many a nerd session on the phone. If it's not Marvel and DC, what can we do? What can we do? And it's like, oh, well, we do Judge Dredd. We could. Oh, and then Judge Dredd's got 400 characters, and and at the time, nobody knowing that Marvel Toys was going to stop manufacturing, it seemed like, well, this is going to go on for 5 or 6 years, just like Marvel Legends. And it was when this was done that I really, really appreciated how much creative input and camaraderie there was with line development and color development and things like that. Now I do work for a lot of different companies, but it's work. It's not it's not a jam session at 3 o'clock in the morning in Soho. When the bartender's trying to push us out of the bar and we're still talking about why Galactus didn't eat this or whatever the case may be, but it's...
Well, Eddie, I think I remembered a little differently.
Well, I know there was something about why they didn't eat it. That's all I remember.
No, I just remembered that when we found out that Hasbro was getting the Marvel license...
Well, I'm talking about Legendary Comics.
Well, I'm just talking about reacting and what we're doing now.
Right.
Is that when we both found out, you put your house on the market... and I got on an airplane to Pawtucket.
Well, there was that part too, but they don't want to hear that side. They don't want to hear the scary stuff because we still love each other. So,
what did Phil name you? Eddie McScary?
Eddie McScary was my nickname because I did a lot of work for these guys, and it was kind of like that slap of reality, saying, "Well, what am I going to do if because I was soliciting Hasbro as well, and I was like, well, what if they don't take me in the way, because over at Hasbro, it wasn't, hey, Jesse, what's happening, man? What do you got? It was, hi, my name's Eddie, and, and there was a lot of that, and although we were getting work, the volume is a lot different, and, one of the first things that I looked at was, okay, well, we bought a house cheaply, and now it's worth money, well, we can sell it and move somewhere else where it's cheaper to live, and we actually went through with that, because I didn't want to take a chance, and all of a sudden now my house is in foreclosure and I'm working at Home Depot to pay the bills. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, we'd established certain lifestyle, I guess, or certain way of living. And so
Eddie has a lot of orgies.
Yes, I do.
Eddie's built a big toy compound.
But everybody's a different color. That's what makes it so much fun. There's reds and greens and blues.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at some of the things that this is going to be the really sad part that will not happen from these fellas. So again, I just remind you, no photography and keep your weeping to
unless somebody has a rich uncle. Well,
yes.
Maybe we can do these then.
This was funny. I got in touch. With the guy who created Grendel, and he was like, actually, it was his lawyer. I got in touch with him. He turned me on to his lawyer. And his lawyer said, well, we don't actually own the merchandising rights. Warner Brothers does, because they're going to make a movie. And so I got in touch with Warner Brothers, and they're like, well, our movie's based on the female Grendel, so you guys can make all the male Grendels you want. So we were about to do it, and then I think what happened was Warner Brothers changed their mind about what they wanted to do with the movie, so now they don't know if it's going to be the female one or the male one, and this may have never worked anyway, but we built it. Yeah, we also did we did two of them. We did the Hunter Rose and the, there's the Hunter Rose one.